Hello, this is Phil here, designer on the WWE line at Mattel, and you're watching BrettO Live.
What is going on, guys? BrettO Live back with another video, and today we have the week in review episode 68. We're going to start off with Monday Night Raw, which wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't as bad as last week, that's for sure. This Monday Night Raw wasn't too bad. Some very disappointing endings to different stuff, but yeah, we're gonna get in. We're gonna talk about it. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Starting over here, it was actually Cedric Alexander and Ricochet versus Andrade and Angel Garza versus the Viking Raiders in a triple threat tag team match to determine who is going to face the Street Profits at SummerSlam for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Yeah, I was pulling for Ricochet and Cedric. I thought that would have been a really cool match to see the Profits go up against Ricochet and Cedric, but that didn't end up happening. Angel Garza and Andrade actually did pick up the victory in a pretty disappointing fashion. I mean, if I remember right, they just pinned him, boom, 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 and I'm like, wow, kind of disappointing. And then Angel Garza and Andrade confronted the Street Profits who were on commentary, and then they nailed him, and then they walked away. But yeah, pretty interesting how we're going to see Andrade and Angel Garza versus the Street Profits at SummerSlam. Again, I was pulling for these guys, man. That would have been better. Moving over here, of course, there was the match between Sasha Banks and Asuka to determine who is the rightful Raw Women's Champion. And yeah, of course, Stephanie McMahon had the stipulation. Literally, you could lose the title any different way, or the title could change hands any different way, even though Asuka was always the champ. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, the match went on, and in the end, Bayley and Kairi Sane actually, both of them kind of distracted Asuka on the Titantron because Bayley was beating the crap out of Kairi Sane, and then Asuka had to choose between either the Raw Championship and or Kairi Sane, her best friend. So she went for Kairi Sane backstage. They were actually backstage. Kairi Sane wasn't on ringside. But yeah, Asuka ran backstage, and then she got counted out, and that makes Sasha Banks the Raw Women's Champion. I find that absolutely insane. I cannot believe a SmackDown superstar is holding the Raw Women's Championship. That makes zero sense to me, but hey, it's alright. I don't care. Anyways, but yeah, moving over here, it was actually Seth Rollins who actually called out Dominic, and then Dominic actually responded. Dominic, Seth Rollins was like, join us, join the Messiah. Don't worry, don't be afraid. And then Dominic had enough, and then he tried to take out Seth Rollins, and then Aleister Black tried to come and help out. And then Aleister Black got his eye gouged into the steel stairs by Murphy, and Seth Rollins is like, Murphy, you got to do it. You got to do it. Murphy's like, wait, what? And then he did it anyway, and then boom, got Aleister Black. And then what was really cool was when Dominic popped off with the kendo stick. He just started beating the living crap out of Rollins and Murphy, and then he was bashing that kendo stick all over the steel post, the steel stairs. It was so good. I'm like, whoa. Watch out for Dominic. He's going to kill somebody. But yeah, that wasn't too bad. I enjoyed that promo a lot. Besides Aleister Black still not being a heel, that is just so disappointing, but yeah, whatever. Moving over here was actually Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler. Well, first they actually had a promo. Shayna Baszler actually interrupted Nia Jax, saying like, nobody cares what you want and all this crap, and then they had a brawl, and then it ended up in a match. The match actually ended up in a brawl as well. There was actually a double count out, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, and then they just had some security try to break them up, and then yeah, it was okay. It wasn't too entertaining at all. Yeah, as I said, it was okay. Moving over here, it was actually an episode of the VIP Lounge with special guest Mustafa Ali, the Hurt Business. They were asking Ali. They're like, yo, do you want to join the Hurt Business? We can make you a champion. But no, obviously, come on, Ali's not gonna join them. But then it turned into a match: Bobby Lashley versus Mustafa Ali in a one-on-one match. Very disappointing. Ali, coming up to Monday Night Raw, and he lost the match. He lost the match against Bobby Lashley, tapped out to the full Nelson maneuver that all of a sudden Bobby Lashley's amazing at doing. But yeah, Ali did lose, and I thought that was just super disappointing because he's like brand new to Monday Night Raw, coming over from SmackDown. Now he just lost in his like second match back on Raw. He lost against Bobby Lashley. Like, come on, man, that's a little disappointing. And then the Hurt Business stood tall. Of course, with MVP, I just don't have an MVP figure. But yeah, there's the 24/7 title. Looking freaking beautiful. Review on the channel of that R-Truth if you guys want to see it. And also R-Truth did try to win the 24/7 title from Shelton Benjamin by pinning him, but it failed. Shelton Benjamin is still your 24/7 champion. But yeah, guys. And then moving over here, the last part of the show, it was actually Dolph Ziggler versus Drew McIntyre, of course, because Dolph Ziggler, he's like, anything, Drew, anything to get an opportunity. And then Drew's like, all right, I choose the stipulation. And then Drew did choose the stipulation. He said Extreme Rules for both of them. So it was just Extreme Rules match. Unlike Dolph Ziggler, who said Extreme Rules only for Ziggler, it was Extreme Rules for both of them. It was a pretty freaking cool match. I enjoyed it. In the end, Drew McIntyre hit this pretty freaking wicked Claymore kick right through a table, boom, right through there. 1, 2, 3. But the cool part about it was after the match, Randy Orton actually snuck in because Randy Orton actually challenged him in the beginning of the show to a championship match at SummerSlam. Randy Orton attacked him with an RKO out of nowhere, and then boom, there it was. He didn't even see it coming, and Drew's like, I'll see the RKO coming, but he didn't. And Randy Orton got him. And yeah, by the way, brand new Elite 78 Randy Orton. Discount code live at ringside if you guys are trying to pick it up. It's a very cool figure. Review on the channel as well. But yeah, awesome RKO. I'm super excited for this match. I'm not sure if Randy Orton's going to win the title. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I think it's going to be a really good match. But I'm not sure if he could win the title from Drew. But otherwise, yeah, pretty decent Monday Night Raw. If in the end, I would give it a 7 out of 10. Now, let's jump into Smackdown. Continuing the week in review with Smackdown, which was pretty decent. I mean, you know, there were certain parts where I was like, oh my god, especially the end, which we will freaking get to. But we're going to take a look at the entire show, just like Raw setup style. So without further ado, let's jump in. Starting over here was Lacey Evans versus Naomi. Lacey Evans looking to dethrone Naomi and her hashtags and getting trending on Twitter, which Naomi deserves better. But yeah, in the end, actually, well, of course, it was a one-on-one match, Lacey Evans, Naomi. Pretty decent match. Brand new Naomi Elite 78 figure, by the way, looking beautiful. But yes, guys, this match was pretty decent. In the end, I was actually kind of surprised that Naomi actually picked up the victory. That was actually pretty interesting to me. I thought for sure that Lacey Evans was going to take it, but no, in the end, Naomi did pick up the victory. In pretty decent fashion, just beat her and then, you know, walked off. But yeah, wasn't half bad. Moving over here, it was AJ Styles versus Grand Metalik, of course, because Grand Metalik did win that Fatal 4-Way match last week to face AJ Styles this week here for the Intercontinental Championship. Wasn't a half bad match. I think it could have been better. I definitely don't think they were trying to do the best match. I don't know why. It just looked like something was holding them back. I don't know why. But yeah, definitely not the best match. It definitely could have been way better because Grand Metalik's absolutely insane. So was AJ Styles. But yeah, in the end, AJ Styles did pick up the victory. And yeah, after Lince Dorado was checking on Grand Metalik, and then, yeah, AJ Styles come in. He had enough. He took out Lince Dorado as well, and then left them both there to die in the ring. But yes, AJ Styles did retain, and I'm super happy about that. As you guys know, I love AJ Styles. Moving over here, it was Jeff Hardy, who was doing a promo. He's like, yeah, I beat Sheamus, I beat my demons. But then King Corbin interrupts. I'm like, come on, King Corbin, what are you doing out here? Of course, it was scheduled. It was supposed to be King Corbin versus Drew Gulak in a one-on-one match. Wasn't a half-bad match. Kind of obvious that King Corbin was going to pick up the victory. But when he did, Matt Riddle actually came out and tried to distract Corbin at first. Didn't work out because he won. But then, yeah, freaking Matt Riddle, he took him out. Or at least I should say, he tried to take him out. But then Shorty G came out and tried to help King Corbin, of course, because the King has a target set on Matt Riddle's head, which is absolutely insane. Anybody who goes after him gets some cash from the King. So very interesting. So Shorty G's doing it all for the money, which is insane. Was not expecting that at all. But yeah, Shorty G, the man that, I mean, King Corbin was the man that was just making fun of him, doing all this crap. And yeah, absolutely insane. I can't believe how Shorty G, not necessarily joining him, but getting some benefits from taking out Matt Riddle from King Corbin. But yeah, wasn't half bad. Moving over here, of course, the start of Big E's singles career right here. Which, of course, he's had a singles career before. But yeah, let's splitting apart from the New Day a little here. But yeah, wasn't a half bad match. He went up against The Miz in a one-on-one action. Wasn't half bad at all. I'm like, oh, you never, they're probably going to give it to Big E. But I thought they might give it to The Miz. But no, in the end, Big E overcame John Morrison, who was on ringside, distracting Big E and just becoming such a pain in the butt the entire match to Big E. And then Miz, in the end, ended up losing to Big E, which is insane. He actually tapped him out with this insane submission after John Morrison got kicked out of ringside, which was pretty cool. I really like this Big E singles run. I think this is awesome, to be honest. Moving over here, we have Bayley and Sasha Banks, who fell, but I'm not even going to set them back up. They should be on the ground. I freaking hate them. But yeah, of course, it was Bayley versus Nikki Cross for the SmackDown Women's Championship again. And I'm like, okay, this is obvious. Bayley's going to win this match. Nikki Cross is going to get frustrated. Just what happened. Bayley ended up picking up the victory out of nowhere. I'm like, oh my God, it's over? What? Yeah, but Bayley picked up the victory. 1, 2, 3, took out Nikki Cross. But then what was so insanely interesting, Nikki Cross pushed Alexa Bliss on the ground. I'm like, oh my God, Nikki Cross is going to turn heel on Alexa Bliss. Of course, this was after Nikki Cross lost the match. But then, as Alexa Bliss sits in the ring, I'm getting ready to turn off the TV. I'm like, okay, SmackDown's about to end. Glad I didn't. Because, The Fiend! Of course, in the Swamp match, I forgot to mention in my Extreme Rules review video, Alexa Bliss did make an appearance because Braun Strowman, of course, supposedly wanted to be with Alexa Bliss even the entire time, of course, in the script. But, oh my God, wow, Alexa Bliss was in the ring. I started hearing the lights go out, the Fiend's music. I'm like, oh, not Fiend's music, Fiend's sound effects. I'm like, oh my God, the Fiend! He's right behind her, holds up the hurt gloves. I'm like, no way, he's not going to hook the mandible claw on Alexa Bliss. But he freaking does. And I'm like, no freaking way. I couldn't believe it one bit. I'm like, this is insane. Best part of the entire show. Best part about SmackDown right now is this man right here. He is saving the show. He is getting us through SmackDown each and every week. Freaking awesome. Oh my gosh, I love this. I don't know what they're going to do. This is totally going to pee off Braun Strowman. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully we can see a return of Braun Strowman maybe next week on SmackDown. But wow, oh my God, I'm so hyped for that. Holy crap. But look at that, dude. Look at that sight. Look at that. Holy crap. But yes, guys, that's been the weekend review in the end for SmackDown. I'm going to give SmackDown a solid 7 out of 10. It would be getting like a 5 if it was. Well, I would be getting a 6 if it wasn't for Bray Wyatt. Oh my God, just insane. Holy crap. But otherwise, not a half bad show. Again, as I said, 7 out of 10. I really hope you guys enjoyed this part of the weekend review, and I'll see you guys next time. BrettO Live out.